Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to today's show, Monster Hearts, from the wonderful Katie Face. Before we go round and introduce everyone, let's take a quick look at all of our tings. We have social links. If you're not already a part of them, please get on and to be a part of them. Our Discord is an inclusive safe space where you can come and learn about D&D or other TTRPGs. Twitter, if you send me a DM on Twitter, I'll get you a game. At this rate, it might not be this season. I see I've got a few more requests in. I'm pretty ill, so I haven't been doing loads. But I'm responding as quick as I can. This season is nearly full. What else have we got? We've also got YouTube. Our YouTube is fully up to date. Someone literally just tweeted about me earlier. Like, apparently I'm a YouTube content creator now. I guess that means I count, so win. Hey, new market. I've branched out. Thank you all very much. We are full-time. So thank you all very much for all of your contributions so far this month. I'm modeling the goal thing today. So thank you all for that. I do seem to have lost the stream boss somewhere. But we'll find them. You know, they're probably just somewhere hiding. Yeah, thank you all for your donations so far. We've got 22 days to go, and we are well on track to hit our monthly cost goal yet again. You guys are so appreciated. Now, we also have a Patreon where you can support us for as little as $1. And if you do so, you'll get some access to some exclusive content. Things like voice lines by me and artwork by other people. Go and check it out, and you should especially check it out because there's also free stuff. We put out about 3 articles a month, which are completely free to view, and they're about TTRPGs and different issues. The last 2 we've had have been about safety systems and creating a character in the Cypher system, which will be the game that I'll be running for viewer games next season. What else have we got? We've also got merchandise. You can watch out for us this weekend at MCM Comic Con, where we'll be sporting the crest, representing as well we should be. We also do not have a competition because we have a winner, and winner is Arcanus81. Arcanus, the dice are on their way to you. We do have a tweet though. Now hang on a minute. I'm gonna put the tweet out, but don't the tweets do something different on this one? I think the tweets do something different.
Yeah,
Monster.
You get a +1 ongoing for the whole scene.
That was it. So I'll update that command now. But in the meantime, since everything's calm, let's go over to Katie as she drops the bomb.
Hi everybody. Welcome back to Monster Hearts 2 Hidden Masters. We haven't actually played for a hot second, so I'm really glad to get back at it and go around and introduce everybody. I don't know what order this goes in. I'm horrible at that.
Any order you like, Katie. Bring some excitement.
I'll just go in Zoom order. We want to start with Alice. Your pronouns, who you're playing, your character's name, and then like what skin you're playing.
Yeah, I am Alice. I am she, her, and so is my character, who is Sandy Phillips, and she is a ghost. She's pretty dead.
It's just a little dead.
A little bit dead.
Meg.
I am Meg. I play the character Quinn, who is the Fae. We both use she, her pronouns.
Dingo.
I'm Dingo. I play Claudia Harper, and we both use she, her pronouns.
And what is Claudia?
The musky Sasquatch.
The musky Sasquatch. It's began. Scrat, what about you?
I play Elvis. I'm Scrap, by the way. You can use any pronouns for me. I'm Scrap. Hi. And I play Elvis. Elvis, he uses he, him. No one's ever really put that question into his life yet. But there is some questions about all this werewolf stuff that he's supposed to be. So this could be interesting. Sounds like a good excuse for a party.
Okay, so a little recap. Last time we were together, the 4 of you were left in the nurse's office, I believe. And Sandy, you had sort of this moment where you heard the voice of your now dead classmate, Morgan. You saw them sort of they talk about how much it burned and how much they were hurting and how it was you that did this to them, and you didn't really understand what they were talking about. And before you woke up, you noticed these sort of hash marks on Morgan's arms, and no one else seemed to have experienced this. And the day went on. Nothing else really happened through the school day. Elvis, you returned to your shack in the woods outside of Leafside. And as soon as you came back, you sort of got this scent on the air that it was familiar, but you couldn't quite place where it came from. And inside of your shack was this petite, very small woman with this just mess of fiery red curls. Bright green eyes that you recognize, and you sort of recognized age in them. And she revealed to you that her name is June Bud, and she was the alpha werewolf in Leafside. She was the one who made you weeks before, when you and your friends had captured this creature and got into the cage with it and fought with it. And you were sort of left not really believing it, didn't really know what was going on. She explained to you that a couple of her pack members had been found dead, and some bodies were found tied up in their warehouse, and wanted you to sort of maybe come join them for a bit of safety for yourself, but you got the impression it was mostly for her pack. But she did invite you to come out to the parks, that's what they're known as to everyone. It's known as Leafside Estate officially, on the outskirts of town, the trailer parks where most of the werewolf pack lives, for a party the next day, because it's going to be the full moon, and she wanted to sort of make sure you didn't get into any trouble.
Yeah. I was very keen about that. It seems like a good opportunity to take all my friends up, and then they can all make sure I don't go killing nobody.
Exactly. Quinn, you had left school early. Basically spent the day with your sister. You went back for a little bit to take care of Claudia, but you as you were going home, someone tried to attack you, but you managed to scare them off. You punched them pretty hard, I think. I remember, like, you gave a good punch, and someone there sort of like tried to fend them off with you, defend you. You learned was Francis Abrams, who seemed to know your sister. Later on in the day, he came to see your sister again. You eavesdropped through the window and heard them talking about someone familiar to you and things they had done in their past that you didn't know about, that you weren't familiar with. Claudia, I believe you and Elliot snuck out to the woods to sort of, or no, you went out by yourself. You just went walking, and you saw June with Elvis. You went and got Elliot. You sure did. You went and got Elliot. The both of you came back with a baseball bat and sort of confronted this whole situation. You were basically just sort of invited along to this party. At the end of it, you agreed to go and keep an eye on Elvis, make sure there was nothing fishy going on, and maybe see to anything you wanted to see to. Mostly to just see some werewolves.
Mm-hmm, there's lots to see.
June had a moment where she gave you a big old sniff and asked what you were.
Who, me? Nothing. I'm not nothing.
And then last but not least, Sandy, you sort of had the day to yourself after school, wandering through the town. You went to your friend Harriet, who is sort of known through the city as a quack, a witch, oracle kind of thing. And the two of you just sort of, you sat there, had a little bit of a moment together, but nothing really came out of it. She didn't seem as if she saw anything too out of the ordinary for you. But as you made your way back to the school, you sort of had a vision. I don't know what Hildy's doing, but Hildy's on a warpath today. Sandy had this vision of her past and basically how she died, or at least saw some. Is Hildy getting brought into the other room? This is time out for Hildy.
I don't know. I'm wondering if there's fireworks or something.
There's something going on.
Hey, but is Hildy okay? Is it fireworks or something? Or
She's Satan's spawn. That's what she is.
okay. Okay. Good. That's normal then. Sorry, Katie. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine. I'm enjoying it. Sandy had this moment where she had a vision of, she saw Quinn's sister Chloe, she saw Francis Abrams, and sort of this ritualistic act happening in the chemistry lab. And at the end of it, this sort of shadowed creature rose from whatever they were doing and basically attacked. And that was when Sandy woke up, to see her body being taken out of the school by like the coroner. And we left off with Harriet and Francis in the diner that Claudia's father owns. And Francis just simply saying, "This isn't a town for the innocent, not anymore." And we left with him walking out of Rosie's. So we're going to pick up tonight. As it's out across the highway, you see the various trailers lined up in this trailer park. There's a long chain link fence around it. And there's a driveway that turns in from the highway. There's a big concrete sign that says Leafside Estates, but a couple of the letters are missing, just worn out from time and age. But we see the back of a blonde head who stands on the other side of the highway, and the eyesight is trained on the collection of trailers in this area. There are a couple of kids running around. They're laughing and playing. Seems to be playing like cops and robbers, just typical little imaginary games for kids. And a voice calls out and they run off as the figure across the highway straightens their shoulders and holds their head high. You sort of see this tension go through their body as their fists clench at their sides as they're watching this. And another figure, shorter, shoulders not as broad, maybe a little softer, approaches them and stands beside them. They're swathed in shadows as it sort of lingers there. And the blonde head turns to look at the figure beside them. And after a moment, they're both consumed by flames. The heat is so hot that if you had been there, it sort of leaves that wave in the air around them. And they're gone as the flames sort of eat away at them. And cars pass by as if nothing happened. The movement in the trailer park continues on. And that's where we'll pick up. So we've gone to the next day, and the day at school has been sort of just a normal day. I mean, everyone's still a little bit on edge after Morgan's death, and after, finding a dead body. There's still a little bit of they're trying to keep the students in one general area to keep out of way of any investigators. And so was there anything any of you wanted to do during the day at school out of particular importance?
Well, I want to take Claudia's idea and tell everybody about this party.
All right. Yeah, you're definitely able to spread the word about this party.
I've been in school a long time. I know how this works. I don't need to spread. I just need to tell one group of girls that know a little bit about art.
It takes no time for this to spread. And Elvis, you being here as long as you have, and Sandy, you too, parties at Leafside Estates out at the parks are normal. They happen every summer, if about every weekend every summer. It's a little strange this one's happening like smack dab in the middle of the week, but no one thinks anything of it. It's something that the people who live out there, it's always a good place to go. Even though it's BYOB, there's always just alcohol flowing. No one really cares about age. It's kind of just a known thing in Leafside that these parties happen. But yeah, I mean, people talk about it all day. A couple of people are like, yeah, they already knew it was happening. They'll be there. But yeah, Elvis, you're definitely able to do that to get word around.
Great.
Was there anything else anyone wanted to do?
I think Claudia would want to talk to Quinn. Either like in the halls between class or
Yeah, that's I mean, and it's summer school. It's class time, but you're just basically catching up on work. Getting your grades back in order. At maybe when the Mrs. Prax leaves the room, you're able to like lean up and or lean back actually, and get Quinn's attention.
I think I pass her a note.
Okay.
Like a folded up piece of notebook paper. And I kind of lean back as far as I can, pretending I'm stretching. And she puts the note on Quinn's desk, and it says, did you hear about the party tonight?
So Quinn's gonna kind of be like down, like kind of head in her books, and when she notices that there's a note on her desk, she kind of like looks up and opens it and reads it. And Quinn is going to write back, I think I heard a little bit about it. Are you going? And then passing it back.
Yeah, she takes it and she writes, yeah, I told Elvis I would go. And then she writes, do you want to go to the party with me? And then she puts 2 check boxes, yes and no.
Oh.
And passes it back.
Quinn gets like super flustered. Like she looks at it and she's like, oh my gosh, and kind of like turns bright red, but then she like gets out her pencil and checks like the yes, but then does that thing where she like throws it back really fast and then like looks away so she doesn't see Claudia's reaction.
Yeah, I think Claudia like hides herself under her hair a little bit and opens it up and reads it. And then she writes, okay, I can pick you up on my bike? Question mark, I guess.
Quinn will just reply, I have a bike too, so we can just ride together.
Oh no, I love that.
Get tandem, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think she just writes back like, okay, cool, or tucks the note back in her pocket, kind of turns and gives Quinn a nod.
And this whole time it's been happening, Quinn, you can't help but notice George is like giving you the biggest eyes, sort of curious as to what's going on.
I forgot about George.
I did. And like sort of when this little note passing calms down, George leans over. What's going on?
Quinn says, oh, we're talking about the party tonight. You should go.
They don't really, I mean, it's out at the parks. You know how it bad stuff happens out there. And I don't really do parties. Anyway, I didn't think you did parties, Quinn.
Well, I don't usually, but I know a couple people that are going, so I figured I may as well give it a shot. I mean, if it's not fun, I can just leave, right?
Yeah, I guess. Are you? Yeah. You can just leave. It's no problem. And you just notice that he just automatically sort of folds into himself and just begins writing down. Sort of. You can tell he's a little disappointed as he's heard that you're going out to this party. And on the flip side, Elliot leans over to you, Claudia, and you just hear, psst, psst. What? Are you inviting Quinn?
I think Claudia's like parting her hair a little bit to peek at Elliot. And she goes, keep your voice down.
No one cares what I'm saying. I just want to know if I have to like bring more supplies. I was gonna pick you up in my car anyway. I mean, I could pick her up too.
We were gonna ride bikes together.
Oh, that's nerdy as hell. Yeah.
You're nerdy as hell. Shut up. What do you mean extra supplies?
They just look at you like, werewolves. Claudia.
Oh. Well, I don't know. We should probably make a list. I don't know what to bring for. How much silver do you have?
I mean, my mom has silverware.
But like silverware, or just like
she keeps it in like the china cabinet. So I think
it's like in a fancy box.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Get like all of the knives.
Okay.
And maybe some of the forks.
Yeah. That yeah. And are you gonna bring your bat?
I mean, yeah, of course I'm gonna bring my bat.
Okay, I think this. I mean, do you want me to pick you up still, or?
Yeah. Actually, that seems easier. Just pick Quinn and I up. Okay, but then who's gonna? Are we gonna do front seat and then one of us in the back seat, or are Quinn and I both gonna?
Are you gonna make this weird? You're gonna make this weird, aren't you?
I'm not making it weird. I'm just planning ahead, so I don't feel weird later.
I'll pick you up tonight. And Elliot just turns back to like see them go into another conversation with I believe it was Jake beside them.
Mm-hmm.
Elvis, you're sort of looking around the classroom and you can see this conversation between Claudia and Elliot happening. And you notice that Tahina's seat is empty behind Claudia as she had gone to the bathroom a little bit earlier. And so as you go closer to it to get closer to sort of listen in to whatever they might be planning. I want you to roll to keep your cool. And tell me what you're afraid of happening if you don't roll well. You're trying to eavesdrop.
You're muted.
Well, of course I am. That's the best way to be. Okay, so I need to keep my cool.
So you would roll with cold.
Roll with cold. Okay.
But first, tell me what you're afraid of happening if you don't succeed.
I don't know. Maybe Claudia might think that I'm like listening in and like spying on her or something. Like, because that's totally what he wants to do.
Yeah. You're just mostly Elvis is afraid of being caught.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then yeah, roll cold.
Any modifiers? No.
Unless you have any that would unless you have any forwards or ongoings, or you have any strings on Claudia.
Nope.
Okay, then yeah, you're good. Ooh, mark experience. And as this conversation between Claudia and Elliot comes to, and Claudia, you sort of been ignoring it, but you have felt, you can't ignore Elvis. If anyone's a good eavesdropper, it's you. You have felt Elvis's presence, like Elvis's eyes burning into you, and maybe Elvis, you're like leaning a little bit too forward,
The desk is like creaking.
Desk is creaking, yeah. And Claudia, you totally, Elliot hasn't noticed it so much. Claudia, you 100% have noticed Elvis listening in to your conversation.
Yeah, I think Claudia like slowly turns around, kind of stares at Elvis without saying anything.
Just thought I'd sit here.
Mm-hmm.
Great party idea, by the way. People are really going for it.
Well, that's good. Are you bringing anyone to the party?
I might see if I can get Frank to come along, because Frank always brings the good shit.
What's the good shit?
Claudia, you don't know about Frank's?
No.
Alright, Frank's, like, discount, pawnbroker shop, down the high street? One that hardly anyone ever goes into, and he never sells anything?
Yeah, because it looks weird.
Uh-huh. But how do you think he stays in business when he never sells anything?
I don't know. I guess I never really thought about it. Maybe it's rent control? I don't know.
He's got a still out the back. He makes the good shit.
He's got a still?
Yeah. Like moonshine.
Oh, like moonshine.
Yeah. Like, look, I think I've got some on me somewhere. Here, have a nip of that. Very cool.
That's not gonna make me go blind, is it?
No, he always gets that high quality stuff.
Yeah, I think Claudia takes a little bit, and like quickly hands it back, and she kind of. That's the good shit.
Yeah, you wait till you get a taste for it.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Can werewolves get drunk?
Well, I spend most of my days drinking, I guess. If I'm a werewolf.
But do you get drunk? Or do you just drink?
I'm sort of going to look at my master of ceremonies and say, well, I do drink an awful lot, and I don't,
Well, you've only, we established that you'd only recently been bitten and turned into a werewolf anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So, and also, I mean, they are still human beings, and it's up for you to make, it's up for you to make the official call, Scrat, because this is you making the canon for what's in our universe. But, I would say in my definition for it is that they probably have a higher tolerance, but yeah, definitely, they can get drunk just as much as...
Well, look, okay, Claudia, since the bite, I haven't really got drunk, but I guess we'll find out tonight.
Okay, should be a wild night, I guess.
And as this is happening, Tahina comes back over Elvis and looks down at you. Can I have my desk back, please?
Someone clip Katie's Tahina impression, please.
I wasn't doing an impression!
It was amazing.
I promise.
We need to send it to...
for me to impersonate.
Yeah, of course you can have your seat. Back to Tahina, are you going to the party tonight?
Oh, yeah, probably. I'm making cookies.
Are you taking anyone? Because I think Claudia's looking for a date. I say trying to cover my tracks.
Oh, shut up! No, I'm not.
She looks at Claudia and is like, no, I'm just going with a group of friends. You can come with us, Claudia, if you want.
Oh, what? So I'm not good enough to be your date?
I'm not going with a date. I didn't mean it that. Can I have my desk back, Elvis?
Elvis has exited stage right, having caused enough chaos to escape.
Of course.
As soon as it's like, I'm not good enough to be your date, he's like, mission accomplished.
Oh, Elvis wants everyone to think he's stupid. He's smart. He's a mastermind.
I'm getting out of here. I know what it's like to see two ladies fighting.
Elvis, damn it. Sandy, was there anything you wanted to do for your day at school?
I think after yesterday, Sandy's just gonna go into the classroom, probably listen in to people, but not actually do much, just stare at her desk. She's probably not that great after the day, but she's just happy to see people.
Okay. Yeah, and no one, you don't get the impression that anyone is like not seeing you, if that makes sense. Like everyone, it's normal. And at some point, George turns around and looks at you. Are you going to the party tonight?
I mean, I might do. I haven't got anything else to do. What about you?
I don't know. I don't ever really feel welcome at those kind of things.
Why not?
I mean, I just feel like I sort of disappear into the sides.
Yeah.
If I go though, I'll look for you.
Yeah, can do if you want. I mean, I
Yeah, I
might
think-
turn up. Let's see what happens.
I think he just nods and goes back to his work. He looks a little bit more put together, since he, has a little bit of a sign that someone's going to be there, that might pay attention to him.
Yeah.
And the day goes by, nothing out of the ordinary happens. I mean, every now and then you hear radio chatter, from a cop passing by outside, the radio chirping to life. Elvis, you're not spoke to by the detective or anything. Nothing happens out of the ordinary. The class is taught, but the day comes to an end around 2:45, just like it did the day before. And Quinn, as you come home, you go up to your room, get ready for, you're getting ready for the party tonight and stuff. Your sister doesn't even knock, just automatically comes into the room, and she finds you. So, did you hear about the party tonight? Because if you have, I'd like nothing more than to take my little sister out to one of the estate parties. They're always fun.
Actually, I am already going with someone else.
Her face, this is more surprise in her face than you've seen. And she just goes, wait, what? You're going with someone or going with someone?
I don't know. I mean, she passed me a note, but asking me to go with her, but I think we're getting picked up by a third person. I don't know.
Oh, well. I mean, okay, fine. That's fine. You'll be there though. Maybe I just wanted to spend some time with my little sister.
I mean, I don't have to stick with the people I'm going with the whole time if you're going to. Like, I can talk. I'm allowed to talk to other people.
Well, I know, but if you're going with someone, I mean, I'd spend all of my attention on them.
I guess I'll kind of play it by ear. But-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Wait, no, you're fine.
She just sits down on your bed, like is still paying attention to you.
Yeah, Quinn's just gonna be like, we can, I don't know, maybe some other day find something else to do together if you want to hang out.
You notice that she sort of like trails off for a moment, and she's staring at like some pictures you have on a nightstand or your bookshelf or something. And after a pretty tense moment, like it's pretty awkward, she looks at you just pointedly and, have you ever been to a party out at the trailer parks?
No, I haven't really been to many parties at all, but I figure if I'm like with people, it can't be too dangerous, right?
That's a interesting word, dangerous.
I don't, I just don't know a whole lot of people, and I, almost got kidnapped the other day, so.
Yeah, that was strange. Even more strange that I had such a good friend there to make sure you were okay. Listen, I'm glad you're going. I'm glad you're going to go have fun with your friends. But I'm going to be there, all right, if you need anything.
Okay. If anything gets weird, I guess I'll know where to find you then.
Yeah. Of course. She looks uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. With the fact that you're not going with her. But she stands up and looks at you and is like, you should wear that purple sweater with like the little white hearts on it. It's really cute.
Oh,
And she
thank
leaves.
you. Yeah, so I guess Quinn is going to kind of look in her closet and kind of look at the sweater for a second. And she kind of puts it on and looks in the mirror a little bit, like doing that kind of turnaround, like looking at it from the side and stuff thing. And then just kind of shrugs and...
Elvis, where do you go after school is over? Do you go back to your shack? Do you go anywhere else?
Well, no, Claudia gave me a great idea about inviting Frank, so I'm going to head round to Frank's and see if he's going to come to the party.
Okay. So you go out to the Leafside Bargain Basement, which is this odds and ends kind of store. It sells like music boxes, the clapping monkeys, just weird kind of things that you wouldn't be able to get anywhere else, but why would you want to get them anyway? And as you walk in the door, the bell above the door rings, and there's this man behind this counter. He seems to be like looking at this painting, and like he's really close to it. He has on glasses that make his eyes huge. They're like Coke bottle glasses. His bald head is me? I hear it though.
I don't know. Is something coming?
I think it sounds like a car, maybe?
Or maybe a heavy-duty aircon unit. One fueled by petrol. Needs topping up, though. It's a bit rackety. Oh well. Carry on.
You see this man. His bald head is sort of shining. A couple of liver spots. He doesn't look that well in health. But as the bell rings, he sits up and he looks at you. Elvis, it's the middle of the day. What are you doing here?
Well, school finished early, and I thought I'd come and see if you knew about the party tonight up at the Leaf Spring Estate.
Well, a couple of the people who live out there came and got a keg from me, but...
Just one keg, cheapskates?
Well, they got a couple of boxes of some moonshine, but they just wanted some regular beer, too.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Are you coming?
I don't know if I'm gonna go hang out with all those young folks.
But you've got all this booze. You'll be super popular. Maybe you'll get more custom.
Well, I mean, I get by fine, Elvis. Thank you.
I wasn't
But-
saying nothing, you know.
I'm fine. And Elvis, you see that the picture that he's working on is like this sort of horrific scene of like what looks to be like this demon sort of killing some people. It's very bloody, very morbid looking. Not the kind of thing that Frank sells here.
Is this a commission?
Yeah, I mean, someone donated it anonymously. I'm cleaning it up. I mean, it's pretty crazy looking.
Pretty crazy looking, but you know, for a second I thought it was yours, and you know, I was gonna say something real nice, but now I guess I'll just say something mildly nice. You're doing a real good job cleaning it up.
Thank you. It was in good. It didn't need much cleaning up. It's been taken really good care of. I don't know why. I don't know if I have the kind of. His phone's ringing.
You better get that, I guess. It could be another commission, or maybe someone trying to order some more moonshine. I guess I'll just, you know, I'll look at all these things in here. How long you had this monkey? Oh, sorry, you're on the phone. I forget. It's all right. I'll just carry
Sorry,
on.
guys. He looks at you and says, "It was taken pretty good care of. I don't know who would want to get rid of something like that. I mean, I could see why someone would want to get rid of it, but not to me." And he like holds it up, and I mean, it is more this as it's sat up straight, and you can really get a look of it, Elvis. It just makes you feel uncomfortable.
All right, it makes me feel uncomfortable, but Elvis is looking at the frame. What does the frame look like?
It's a sort of gilded frame. It's nowhere near as expensive as or nicely put together as the actual painting is. You could roll if you wanted to like really, you know, look into what it might be. You could gaze into the abyss. Roll dark.
Thank you, We Are Nerdsmith, who donates that everyone has an advantage. Alice already started one, and now they've donated to make sure that everyone has an advantage. Thank you.
Nice.
Now,
You're leveling up quick, aren't you?
oh, yes, indeed I am. But I can tell you something. That gilded frame, it's too pretty. That means the painting ain't worth nothing.
Yeah,
That's almost a fact, because if they're in a crappy frame, that means that the painting don't need a frame or something. So that means that the painting's better.
Frank like raises an eyebrow and he pushes his glasses up onto the top of his head, and his eyes, you know, back to a normal size. They're not huge as they were. And he sort of sighs. No matter what happens, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. If anything, I'm just going to end up burning it. I doubt anyone's going to want a picture like this.
Well, at this party tonight, there was some real interesting individuals. They all believe that there are werewolves up there. They'd probably be into this sort of spooky stuff, you know? Because, you know, what with them believing in the occult and everything, you know, they probably would be willing to buy it.
He laughs. Werewolves? Elvis, how much of my shine have you been drinking?
No, I'm telling you, they believes it. They're strange. Some woman came out to my shack and she was telling me about how she's the like pack leader of Springwood, and I was like, okay, lady. They reckon I'm one too.
Frank just laughed, like it's a genuine laugh with you. But he lays the painting back down on the counter. Well, I just don't know what I'll be able to do with this. I doubt anyone who even believes in werewolves will want something this crazy looking.
Well, if you're not going, I could take it up for you and try and get you $20 or something. It's better than burning it.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, might as well. And he like turns around, and you see him sort of pulling out some parchment paper. He's going to like wrap it up, some string. You here for anything else, Elvis?
Well, of course, I want some supplies for tonight too.
He pushes over this notepad. What do you want?
Oh, just the usual, but maybe double it up because it's a party. Oh,
Yeah.
no, hang on a minute. We're supposed to be checking. We're supposed to be checking that I can still get drunk now that I'm a werewolf. So it's gonna be hilarious.
He laughs again. He's like, "Well, I hope you enjoy being a werewolf."
I know, right?
And-
At least I'm making new friends, even if they are all crazy.
That's what I say. And yeah, he goes to wrap up this painting and disappears into the back to get your usual amount of moonshine, but doubled, and which is a pretty solid amount regardless. Just the usual is, and yeah, he lets you pay and gets you set up. And as the night begins to fall, it's getting closer to about 6:45. Claudia, you hear this honking outside of your house, and you recognize it immediately as Elliot in their car.
I forgot to mention that we've hit 10 retweets, so we have that plus or minus 1.
Yes, I will roll. So even is a plus, negative is an odd. Or not minus. It's minus. So I'm gonna roll to see who gets it. 2, that is Sandy. They're just going by Zoom. So you will have a minus 1 ongoing for any rolls in your next scene.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We are Nerdsmith, who donates £20, saying I work as hard as they do. That's so appreciated. You can do all sorts of that. Let us know if you want to do things. Thank you. It's so great to have you in chat. I'm gonna get mushy. You guys carry on.
That's wonderful. Yeah, you recognize this as Elliot's horn. They pick you up all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she runs out of her house, baseball bat in one hand, tosses it in the trunk, and climbs in the passenger seat. She kind of nods at them.
Okay, so one, this is probably we have a lot of options for what this can be tonight. I think it's gonna be a fun party, but if we are really dealing with werewolves and what Elvis says and what you say you saw, and I trust you, Claudia, more than anyone else. You see them lean over and they lift their shirt up, and you see a gun tucked into their waistband. Where did you get that? I borrowed it maybe from my dad.
I think she grabs their shirt and pulls it back down.
You can't just take your dad's gun. He never uses it. It's not like he's gonna know.
Do you even know how to use it?
I've shot a can with it twice.
Did you
What's a baseball bat gonna do, Claudia?
I don't know. Knock him out, maybe. Give him a chew toy.
Well, I mean, a gun might do a little bit more than that, right? Look, with our luck,
the bullets are silver. Are the bullets silver, Elliot?
No.
Okay, so you're just gonna make him mad.
Listen, hopefully I won't.
And you're gonna shoot a gun at a party with so many people who aren't werewolves. I'm really starting to rethink making this a really big party. Did we make a huge mistake?
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
It's too late to back out of it now. And at this point, they're already backing out of the car, of the driveway. We have to go pick up Quinn and not tell her about the gun. Does she even know about the werewolves? Is this something that she knows?
I mean, I didn't tell her if you didn't tell her. We could tell her.
Did we tell her?
Maybe we should let Elvis tell her. He's really good at explaining things, and I am not.
Oh, right. I don't... This is just first a dead body and now werewolves, and the body was like so much like Sandy, and I just don't... A lot's happening, Claudia.
I'm pretty sure it was Sandy.
I don't know if that's actually possible.
At this point, I'm ready to believe that anything is possible, okay? I'm about ready to go to the library, get a bunch of books on like the supernatural and like ghosts and werewolves and shit and try to figure this all out.
Elliot's just like staring straight ahead, driving toward the sort of bigger neighborhood where Quinn lives. And they look over at you and they're like, I don't know if I wanted my last year in high school to be surrounded by supernatural things, especially things that could kill us.
I would also rather not be killed, but think of it like a book or a mystery or some kind of adventure. It's not ideal, but it's kind of exciting.
It doesn't sound exciting anymore, Claudia. I mean, Tyler's dead. Someone else is dead, Morgan, and then this body, you say it's Sandy. I don't know what to believe.
I don't know either. But it looked exactly like Sandy, and I don't know if we can trust Sandy. Not until she can explain what the hell that was.
Yeah, that makes sense. And they pull into Quinn's driveway, and they honk the horn, and you hear it inside, Quinn. Mm-hmm. And your sister is in the kitchen, sort of making herself a drink, and she looks at you and looks toward the window, raises an eyebrow. Is that your ride?
Probably is. I guess I'll see you later then.
Yeah, like I said, I'll be there if you need me, all right?
Okay. Thank you. And then Quinn kind of like looks at the door and then looks back at Chloe a couple times and goes, I'm gonna go. See ya. And then she kind of stops and like looks at herself in like a mirror that's in the foyer or something real quick to like kind of like touch up her hair, and then just runs out the door.
Yeah. You run out, you see Claudia and Elliot in Elliot's car, and Elliot unlocks the doors for you. And as you get in, Elliot looks back at you. Are you ready for this party? And you can even tell that they're very uncomfortable.
I think I am. Is something going on?
Elliot just looks at you, Claudia, eyes wide.
Going on? I mean, besides the party, no. Why would there be anything going on? Nothing's going on. Yeah, just, pre-party antsiness. We're just really excited.
Yeah, really excited. Claudia's never been to a party in her life.
Well, okay, you don't have to make me sound like a loser, Elliot. She kind of nudges them.
Sorry.
Quinn kind of laughs a little bit and goes, I don't usually go to parties either, but like maybe it'll be more fun this way. And she kind of just brushes off the awkwardness.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, when-
yeah, for sure. And I think she's kind of like sinking down in her seat.
when we get there, we should find Elvis. First thing, right? Right, Claudia? Just Elvis. Go straight to Elvis.
I mean, it probably won't be hard to find him. He's, I suspect, the uh, life of the party.
Yeah. And Elliot sort of trails off and turns the radio up a little bit and follows the familiar road out of your little neighborhood to get out on the highway. Sandy, have you been doing anything since school has ended? Anything in particular? Or sort of just waiting for the sun to go down?
Probably waiting for the sun to go down. She might have actually already headed to where the party was setting up, but not showing herself, like literally just having a mooch around, just out of interest.
Yeah. That definitely works, and you know the way out to the parks very easily, and it's almost when you walk, Sandy, it seems like time just passes in its own kind of bubble, and it doesn't seem to take as long as it should for you to get out there. You the parks are familiar to you for what they are, but it's not something that when you were alive that you did a lot coming out here. The crew that you hung with didn't particularly go out to the parks that much. And the closer you get to it, even though you're in this, incorporeal form, this dread just hangs, around you. This sort of this feeling that you can't shake. And as you begin to hear people moving about, laughter and, yelling, the beginnings of a party off in the distance, that dread just gets heavier and heavier, and you can't shake it, and you realize that it's sort of been with you all day. And you come up to this scene, and you see this woman. You don't recognize her, but she has this very fiery crown of hair, and she's talking to this older man beside her. And you being incorporeal, it's easy for you to sort of just brush around them, but you catch the ending of conversation, her saying, they had so many marks on their body, I don't really know what they were for. When they counted, they went between 96 and 99. I don't know what that 100th mark would be, but doesn't that sound like a big idea? And the man with her takes a drink out of his cup and sort of, you can tell Sandy that he's just brushing it off. It doesn't seem as important to him. And he says, listen, June, I just think it's some other pack trying to start a war. I don't think it's as big as you think it is. There's packs all over here, and they don't like us. They've never liked us. And you see June roll her eyes and just stomp away from the conversation.
Sandy will probably, whilst they're saying this, check her own arms again after feeling like there were marks on her beforehand, and then she'll follow June. Again, still basically invisible, but just follow her and see where she goes.
You watch as June walks sort of the outskirts of this trailer park along the chain link fence, and you see as she will take a pause every now and then to look up at the sky. And the moon isn't high in the sky yet. The sun's only just now really beginning to set. And you get this sense as she's, counting down in her head. She's timing. And you watch as she continues along this outskirts, and she comes up to this sort of wooded area. and you see the fence broken. And she steps through it, and she continues out through these woods, ducking under the trees, and you're not sure how long she walks. Time sort of doesn't really matter to you until she gets out into this meadowed area, and there's no tree coverage. There's nothing standing. There's nothing like standing in the way of seeing the moon up above, and it's a very beautiful area. And in front of her is this man, this blonde-haired man, who's standing at the other edge. And he just takes a step forward, and June holds her hand up. I agreed to come talk to you, but let's keep this at a distance, please. And he gives her a respectful nod and just says, all right, June, we need to have a little talk about what's been happening in Leafside. And you see him sort of adjust for a moment. And I want you to roll to keep your cool, Sandy, because it seems like he's looking straight at you.
Oh god, I'm not good at this.
And you'll roll cold and tell me what you're... Okay. On an 8, so 7 to 9, your MC will tell you your actions would leave you vulnerable. And you can choose to back down or go through with it. So what are you scared of in this situation?
I think she's scared that she doesn't understand something fully. For she's used to walking around, following people, just knowing what people are doing, and she doesn't know why. But she just gets like a weird, uncomfortable, almost like vibe from both of these people. But at the same time, she's too intrigued to leave.
Okay, if you stay, this blonde-haired person is going to know that you were there eavesdropping.
That's fine with Sandy.
Okay. For just a moment, you see this smirk sort of come onto their face. But they don't point you out. They look back to June. I'm sorry for the losses in your pack. It seems to be that nobody can keep tabs on anyone these days, doesn't it? And June rolls her eyes. And just this anger comes over her. I know it had something to do with you, Abrams. I don't know how, don't know why, but you're taking my pack away, and you're forcing me to have to get innocent people into this. I didn't want to, but I will, to protect what's mine. And he just chuckles. None of this is yours, June. You remember that, right? Years and years ago when you made the agreement, you stay out of my business, I stay out of yours. And she just rolls her eyes and stares at him even harder. And you can see, because you're behind her, Sandy, you can see it's taking all of her to not step forward, to make an advance on him. And she says, this isn't any of your business, remember, Francis? You're just a proxy. You're just here to tell me what your boss wants. Just like you always were when you got into trouble all those years ago. When you got that girl killed. We all knew what you were doing. You and your little friends were trying to summon, and you summoned it. And now we're all fucked. It's come back and it wants some more, just like you said it wouldn't. And Francis, as you know now, because you recognize him, Sandy, hearing the name Abrams gave you this sort of flashback that you had when you were outside the school. And Sandy, you see that summoning wasn't the first time that it had ever been done. you see Francis and you see Quinn's sister Chloe, as well as various other students in this little society that you had all formed to deal with the occult, to summon some other being to give all of you some kind of power that you didn't have. And it hits you then that it took your life instead of anyone else's. And Francis steps forward and says, don't bring the past into this, June. This is about the here and now. You stood by while we were getting in trouble when you could have stopped it. And now your pack is a suffer. And you watch as June goes to step forward. You hear this deep growl. You see as sort of this change begins to happen, Sandy. You hear the creaking and pulling of skin and bones turning, grinding. But then off in the distance you hear, June, come on, it's start. You need to get back here. And she stops. And as she looks back and focuses on where Francis was standing, he's gone. And you see her just stop for a moment and take a breath, and she rubs her brow. She downs whatever was in the solo cup she was holding. It's under control. Have this. And she walks back. Back through the woods, back over the broken chain link fence, and back to the party that's beginning to start.
Sandy can't help but, in a weird way, she's very confused right now. It's very much, she's angry, but she kind of feels happy at the same time. Like she now knows, like something has clicked into place and that she recognizes it. And she smiles a little bit and will follow June.
All right. Elvis, you've left Frank's. You've got all this booze.
Yeah.
You've got this creepy painting. Where are you headed? It's probably getting about to the time where, the party's going to get started. There's probably, in your mind, Elvis, you know that there's probably already people there. People live at this, the parks anyway. But it's getting darker. And Frank's is about a 30-minute drive from the parks. It's sort of in the same outskirts highway area. Frank's is on the edge of town too.
Yeah. Well, Elvis is going to stand outside Frank's for a long time because he's thinking, and thinking takes time. Now he's thinking if this is a bunch of people who believe they're a pack of werewolves, maybe they're going to want to do some hunting. So he's thinking, do I pop back to my shack and pick up some of my hunting gear? Maybe, just like some casual gear, like party hunting stuff. Maybe just a bear trap or a small rifle. And, bring one of them along. Because, if they like hunting and stuff, they might like that. But this takes a long time, so he's going to stand there probably for about, half an hour thinking. And by the end of that half hour, he's not really made a decision, but he figures they're both on the outskirts, so he might as well start heading that way.
God, I love him so much. He can definitely make his way to the parks. It takes a little bit longer. Is he going on foot, carrying all this, or does Elvis have a car, a truck, maybe?
No, they took my license.
Does Elvis also have a bike? Everyone gets by and leaves side with a bike.
This feels like E.T.
Nah,
Elvis tends to walk normally.
Okay, yeah, it takes a little bit longer than 30 minutes. But I mean, you show up at probably a pretty decent, a good time.
He decided to play it on the safe side and leave the hunting gear this time. He can always talk about it, and that'll give them something interesting to want him to come back for.
Of course.
He's a social enigma.
He really is. He walks to the parks. And you've been out here before, Elvis, I would assume. In
Well,
your
my ma
time,
just works at the Oak Motel, so.
your mother works at the motel a couple of
Shit! I should have
miles-
stopped in at my ma. She's gonna kill me if she knows I came out here and didn't pop by.
As you walk in past this chain link fence, the way the park is laid out is that it's sort of this cluster of trailers all around this sort of general area, and there's a path that leads through the parks, and as you follow it, Elvis, in the middle there's this huge bonfire that's being put together. It's beginning to grow bigger as there are some men throwing crates on it. It's beginning to sort of roar and get ready for the evening. And there are chairs and a couple of benches set up around it. There's a huge plastic table set up with 2 kegs, various bottles of moonshine and such, all laid out. And, a chest of ice. There's mixers, red Solo cups everywhere. There's a couple of people at another table playing what looks like beer pong. And a couple of people look at you, Elvis. They don't look at you like you're a stranger. They give you smiles and nods. You're very welcome here. You don't see June, though.
Alright, I'll just walk up to someone. Probably the 2 playing beer pong, and I'll be like, "You playing beer pong? I don't play. I ain't got the dexterosity."
This is a younger boy, probably the age of some of your classmates, and he just nods and he's like, "Yeah, that fucker over there is cheating." And the guy at the other end just like laughs, and you watch as the ping pong ball like definitely makes it into the center cup, and the guy you're standing beside just goes, "Shit."
Yeah, my problem is I always go for the bounce shot, and they always end up deflecting it. One time, someone tried to bounce one in my cup, and I knocked over the whole table.
Been there, done that, buddy. And he turns and looks at you, goes, "You're Elvis, right? Gene's been talking about you a lot."
Oh, are you one of my werewolf buddies?
He like looks at you and laughs. He's like, I guess I could say that. My name's Steven.
Steven, nice to meet you, Steven. I'm Elvis. I'm surprised we ain't met before. I lived in this town for a long time.
My mom homeschooled me. I don't get out much. I got a bum leg. It's just easier to stay around here with my friends, my type.
Your
But
type?
you're one of us now. June's been talking about you for days.
Yeah, June, she's funny. We had a fight, and now she's telling me, "Yeah, it's okay. We're all friends."
Well, I mean, we've all been really excited to have someone here who could probably help us.
June was saying something about that too, about people being stuck in a warehouse, all tied up and deaded.
Yeah, one of my best friends was.
Oh, I'm
my
sorry.
girlfriend was.
I didn't mean to be insensitive. You okay?
I mean, I don't really know, actually. It sort of came out of nowhere. We didn't really expect for people to be killed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sure, I'll give you guys help, but I ain't an investigator. I try to avoid the investigators mostly, because, they're always trying to... Well, they're not always trying. Usually they're quite nice. I think they're trying to help me get through school, but they seem to think that I need to be arrested a few times a month to help me do that.
Well, do you do anything worth being arrested for?
I'm trying to remember what I got arrested for last time. Someone died in the school, and they thought I did it, maybe?
Oh, yeah, I heard. Oh, we all heard about that. June thinks it might have something to do with everything that's happening here, too.
All right.
Yeah, something about marks all over their body.
Well, I tell you what I saw. I'm telling you, it was a spooky ghost. What did it?
A ghost?
Yeah, all the lights went funny, and before you know it, the gas is on and things are exploding.
That's pretty...
Admittedly, I was using the gas earlier just to check if it was on.
But did you turn it off?
I'm fairly sure I did. Well, the police let me go, so I must have done.
Yeah, I mean, June wouldn't have turned you if she thought you were bad eggs. I mean, she's got faith in you.
Oh,
So we probably all should have faith in you, right?
you know that June, that trick she can do where she looks like a big scary wolf thing. That's really cool. We had a fight in the cage.
You know it's not a trick, right? I mean, you're gonna do it too. It's gonna hurt like hell.
Elvis
Has
has
she
got one
talked-
of them stupid smiles on his face.
Has
Yeah,
she
I
talked
know.
to you about it at all? Like how to prepare?
She spoke to me something about needing to have a party to make sure I don't kill no one, so I thought I'd invite all the high school.
He just nods slowly. Great. I mean, that's no different than usual, but okay. I'm gonna go find June. You just probably stay around here.
Oh,
Get a
okay.
treat. There's so much
Well,
alcohol.
if you're leaving the table, I guess I'll have a go at this here game. Hello, sir. I will be taking over from your opponent.
Steven steps away and like sort of looks at you, and you watch as he carefully makes his way. He grabs a cane from the side of the table and uses it to support his weight. And Elvis, I don't know if you noticed specifically, but he's walking probably a lot faster than he should as he's going off. You sort of hear him scream out. No, not scream, but like, "Hey, June, we need you." You hear him sort of call out for her.
Oh, he seems real nice.
You watch as the other person at the other side of the table just says, let's get back to this. You saw I was kicking his ass. I'm gonna kick yours."
All right, but before you kick my ass, you gotta tell me your name. That's just polite. I'm Elvis.
"I'm Troy."
Hi, Troy. All right, let's play.
Yeah, he begins to play beer pong with you. And at this moment, Elliot is pulling up into the sort of parking area of the parks, turns the car off and looks over at you, Claudia, and looks back at you, Quinn. "Well, here we are."
I guess we are then. So our Elliot, you're coming with us, right?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. And they're just looking at Claudia, just nodding slowly. Yeah. We really should tell her, Claudia. It's killing me.
Tell me what?
And I think Claudia whips around in her seat, and she she shoves Elliot a little bit and says, "Well, okay, so
Wait, Quinn. If we tell you this, you have to promise to not think we're crazy."
Okay. I'll try. It can't be too wild, can it?
you would be surprised just how wild it is."
I mean, actually, literally, pretty wild.
Oh, okay. So, what is it?
Elliot, where do I start?
I mean, you were out in the woods by yourself before I was, so I mean, there, baby.
Okay, so this party might be a little dangerous. I was out in the woods yesterday, kind of near Elvis's house, and I came by his shack, and he was talking to someone, and she was I don't remember exactly what they were saying, but they were saying some weird stuff, and then I swear I'm not crazy, okay?
Oh, okay.
She turned into a wolf like a big, scary wolf thing.
You mean like a werewolf?
Exactly. I mean, like a werewolf, yeah.
So we're
Going well.
okay. So you actually saw this happen.
With my own 2 eyes.
Okay. The same way that you guys saw the ghost up in the thing?
I mean, I didn't see a ghost. We saw Sandy.
Yeah, I just saw Sandy.
Okay. I guess things can't get any weirder than they actually are then. I mean, is this are we at like a werewolf party? Like are they bringing us here to like eat us or something? Like what's happening?
Well, what we're really here for is to kind of look after Elvis and make sure that he doesn't hurt anybody. And yeah, so I guess you could call it a big werewolf party.
Yeah.
You just said so Elvis.
When
So
you put it that way, Quinn, it sounds way more dangerous than it is.
So let me get this straight. You said so Elvis doesn't hurt anybody. Is Elvis a werewolf?
Surprise!
Surprise!
Okay.
Well, look, that's what we heard.
Okay.
That's what so Claudia came and got me, because Claudia was, of course, freaking the hell out. And we were listening through the shack. Elvis's shack is not that well put together. You can hear anything.
Right. Long story short,
We heard.
This what was her name?
June.
June was explaining to Elvis that, about the bite and the werewolfing, and she changed, and it got really weird.
Okay. And Quinn's gonna kind of like cover her face a second and kind of like think about it and be like, you know what? Like, my sister was acting weird earlier. She seemed to want me to go to the party with her or something, and acted weird and acted like it was like dangerous or like something like that. But I mean, she's gonna be here tonight too, so even if she like knew for some reason, like I don't know why my sister wouldn't tell me that there's fucking werewolves in this town, but even if my sister knew and she's still going, like maybe they're not gonna eat us. Maybe we should just be careful, I guess.
I'm gonna guess. Okay, let me think about this. So, from what you're saying, I think it's very likely that your sister at least knows something. And I mean, we invited just about everybody in the school, so there's gonna
I doubt it'd be like a bloodbath or something, right?
Right, because they don't want to draw attention to themselves. So I think maybe this wasn't a bad idea after all. Maybe this was actually a very good idea, bringing a bunch of soft humans.
Don't call humans soft, Clay. That's weird.
We are soft, okay? We're soft and we're fragile, and it takes about 2 pounds of pressure to break the skin. I don't even think.
Look, don't worry, Quinn. We got this under control. We're both armed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Claudia leans forward and goes, Elliot has a gun.
And Claudia brought her bat. And we're going to go find Elvis, and we're going to make sure that this is all taken care of.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you bring the silverware?
So, turns out Mom sold the silverware a couple of years ago.
Oh, of course she did. Okay. no silverware. That's fine, because this is all going to be fine anyway, and nobody's going to get hurt, and we're not even going to have to use the gun or the baseball bat.
Okay, maybe we could try to find a couple people that we know and kind of stick to them, though. Just,
Yep.
Safety in numbers.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. And she kind of straightens her skirt, and she climbs out of the car. No use just sitting here. Might as well go see some werewolves.
Oh,
Elliot.
okay.
Elliot nods and gets out of the car.
Yeah, Quinn's gonna get out too, and she's gonna like thinking to herself, like, maybe Claudia's just completely crazy and it's all fine, but also like, genuinely freaked out because obviously there's something weird going on in the town, but also just like, maybe everyone's crazy. Maybe that's what's happening.
Yeah, I think Claudia's like walking beside Claudia's walking beside Quinn, and she kind of glances over a little bit, and she says, even if things go wrong, I can protect you. I'm pretty good with my bat.
Okay. Thanks.
Nothing bad's gonna happen to you, I promise.
Hey, Dinky, I want you to roll to turn someone on.
Yeah.
You just accepted that one, didn't you?
All right. Roll with hot. Ah! No!
Well, Mark is serious.
Big ol' 2. Oh, but I get an improvement.
Good, you get an improvement. Quinn, Claudia is sort of making you this promise that she'll protect you. And you two continue to walk. Elliot is taking the lead in front of you, head held high. They are, like they've got control of this. Sandy, as you follow June back into the main area of the park, she walks off toward there's a couple of people calling her name, and you sort of hear her mutter under her breath about how she has to do everything. What are you doing?
She'll probably leave June and just start wandering around the party because people are starting to turn up, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. And you see some people you recognize from class. You see Sarah and Jake, their little clique. You see Tahina and Kelly, and you also see Amelia coming in, and Tahina has this tray of cookies in her hand, and she's like taking it over to this table as you sort of make your way to the main circular area, and you see Elvis playing beer pong with this person you don't recognize.
She sort of laughs that Elvis is playing beer pong, like she's just more intrigued by the because I'm guessing she's been to parties here before and probably seen Elvis just play some drinking games and stuff before, and she'll stay completely invisible to him until she's right next to him and just not think about it. And just go, hi. So, beer pong? Is this your new thing? Like, I've literally just popped out of nowhere.
So, Elvis is going to jump, probably knock over the table, fall over. Do you appear to everyone? Like...
Yeah, no, I will do.
Jesus! And I'm like, on the floor, I'm like, where the hell? You can't just sneak up on someone when they're playing beer pong like that. I was focusing. Oh, Troy, I'm sorry. Don't worry. I've got a load of moonshine in my pocket. I'll refill the cups.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I popped out of nowhere. And then she's sort of confused and then remembers what she does. She remembers herself as just strolling up, not...
Alright, Troy, let me get that table back up. You know what? I've lost my appetite. I'll be right back. You win.
Yeah, Troy is just like, has this shock on his face. He didn't see Sandy, but he saw you react and then realized she was there. And to him, it's almost like she just sort of, walked up. He just wasn't paying attention. And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, man. And he's picking at the table, sort of lining everything up. There's another person coming over to take your spot. It's not a big deal at all.
So,
like Sandy's picking up some of the cups, like, my bad, sorry. Like,
Don't worry about it. Trust me, as the night goes on, more things like this will happen. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, it's all. You just made me jump. That's all. Hey, a minute, before we go, Troy, are you into the occult?
Like
art and stuff?
Art? No,
Yeah.
no, I don't. No.
Do you know anyone around here who might be?
Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Elvis. There's not really many people around here who like art, unless it's like, Mother Teresa on a candlestick or something.
You guys would like Mother Teresa on a candlestick?
I mean, yeah, there's a couple of these people who go to church every, mass. They like that kind of thing.
I'm not judging. It just took me by surprise. That's all. All right. Well, thank you for your time. I'm sorry I knocked over a table. Sandy,
don't worry about it.
Sandy, I've got this painting, and I need to find someone who's gonna buy it. Not Troy, Frank. He was like gonna just burn it, and
what kind of painting? Well, where did you acquire a painting?
Well, I was at Frank's getting some more booze, and he was like cleaning up this painting, and he was like, "Do you know what? I might just burn it. Who's gonna buy it from me?" And I was like, "Well, I'm going to a party tonight. There might be someone there who wants to buy it, and that's the thing. Drunken negotiations. I didn't think of that. That's a good idea."
Well, what kind of painting is it, Elvis?
Well, it's easier if I just show you. It's a bit spooky looking.
Spooky looking. And can I just have a brief reminder of what exactly is on?
It's just like this scene, this really. If you had to go like with a thematic kind of thing, it might remind you of like Dante's Inferno, but it's mostly like this sort of heavy in reds and dark colors. It's just these demons that look like to be sort of devouring humans.
And Sandy looks at it and is like, why do you have this again?
Well, I thought I'd try and sell it for Frank because he was gonna burn it, but Frank's always talking about how his business does fine, but I always worry, and I don't want him to go out of business because that's where I get most of my liquor. So I thought I'd try and take the painting and try and make him another $20, and then he's got another $20, and that's at least a Wednesday night out. Well, not this Wednesday night out, but a regular Wednesday night out.
And she stares at him a little bit, and then she's like, and she sort of flickers back to the conversation that she sort of eavesdropped on earlier. She's like, well, there are a lot of strange preferences around here. I'm sure someone's going to want it.
What do you mean? What do you know?
And she sort of looks like she doesn't get that he's there. She's like, what?
What do you mean, the strange preferences?
Elvis, these people think they're werewolves.
Oh, you know too. Yeah. They're all crazy.
And thus will probably like a crazy painting.
Well, that was what I was thinking too. I did know that they thought they were all werewolves, but they think I'm one too. Yeah. If I can find, that's why.
Wait. What? Why?
Well, that's why I got invited here, because I had a cage fight with some lady who can do some smoke and mirrors wolf shit.
You had a cage fight with some lady, and.
Well, she didn't look like a lady when we had the cage fight. She looked like a big scary wolf thing.
And she just like she's right playing in her head. You're a ghost. You're a ghost. You're dead. You're dead.
And then my friends, we were all getting drunk, and they were like, "Why don't you get in there and wrestle it?" And I was like, "Hell, I'll wrestle it. I'll cage fight the hell out of this creature." And I went in there, and we had a good old fight, and she bit me. And then she came back yesterday and was like. Well, basically, she was like, I'm a werewolf and that we need to have a party so that I don't kill everyone. That's why we threw the big party.
So you don't kill anyone.
Yeah.
How?
Some of it was Claudia's idea. I didn't come up with all of it on my own.
Speaking of Claudia, about this time, you hear your name, Elvis. Elliot calls out, "Hey, Elvis!" And they're just like skipping over to you, and they see you, Sandy. "Oh, hey, you!" And
Yes, me.
Sandy, you get that feeling that Elliot immediately gets very, not scared, but very tense. And the two of you see Quinn and Claudia coming up behind Elliot.
And when he says that, she's like, "Yes, me."
"Yeah, how you doing? You feeling good? Feeling all here?"
She gets the vibe that he's giving. She's like, "I feel great."
"Yeah, I'm gonna go get a drink." And Elliot walks over to the table and just grabs the biggest handle of vodka that they can find as they're trying to pour themselves a drink. But Claudia and Quinn are walking up right behind. I mean, they're on his tail basically.
Yeah, I think Claudia kind of avoids eye contact with Sandy, and she walks up to the table and says, "Oh, are these for us?" And she grabs one of the beers out of the beer pong, and like takes a sip. It's kind of shitty beer. You want one, Quinn?
I guess isn't this a beer pong table? Maybe we should try to get our own out of the keg. I don't know.
I think Claudia goes immediately red, and she like looks at the table and looks back at her cup and back at the table and kind of sets it back down.
The
Yeah,
drinks are over there,
that's
where your friend is, and I'm guessing he's just there like pouring vodka.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. How
So-
are you guys doing? How's the party?
I'm good.
Me too.
They all
Oh.
think they're werewolves. I've spoke to 3 so far, including June. And they both think they're werewolves too.
Elvis, we talked about this.
Quinn just kind of nods and goes, "Oh, okay. This is something that we're just talking about. Okay."
Oh, hi, Quinn.
Quinn's like, "Oh, we're doing this. Okay."
So,
It's like the hot topic.
are you all here because of this?
Well, I'm here because there's some great, moonshine to be had and a party. We gotta check to see if I can still get drunk now that I'm a werewolf.
Elvis, maybe just stick with us this evening. We can meet other people. Just an idea. Like Sandy fully believes in werewolves. She's dead. So.
Yeah, Quinn's like, "Elvis, are you really a werewolf, or are these people just crazy?"
I think they're just crazy, but we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah. And Quinn's gonna go get something to drink too.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Claudia kind of stands there, wringing her hands awkwardly.
Are you alright, Claudia? What's wrong? You seem weird.
I get that a lot.
Oh, I didn't mean personally. I meant you look uncomfortable.
It's just been a weird couple of days. What is going on with you?
Well, what do you mean?
I saw you.
Mm-hmm.
Sandy, I saw you in the vent.
Yeah.
dead.
Uh-huh.
And do you have a twin?
Nope.
I think she'd be pretty upset if her twin died.
I would.
Yeah, that tracks. Okay.
Claudia.
Quick question for Katie. Am I close enough to hear this conversation, or am I like over getting a drink?
You're over getting a drink, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
And Sandy's like, Claudia, you're here for werewolves. Bit, yes, thank you, obviously. It's a bit out of the box.
So, am I to understand that maybe there's something up with you too that maybe we should know before?
It says a good judgment.
I think I'm going to have you roll to shut someone down, Sandy, because you're sort of trying to, you're beating around the subject, not really giving, you know, an answer. So yeah, roll to shut someone down. Roll with cold.
She's like trying to be, like she's, oh, why isn't that roll? Like she's trying to, it's a weird thing for like Sandy, like she's
Eric
almost
in this Chili's tonight.
like she wants to tell them, but at the same time she's trying to be a bit more not cool about it, but like just like I also don't want to tell them.
Trying to let Claudia come say it herself is what I'm sort of. So yeah, Claudia, I think you have this choice now that you know you can keep pushing. You sort of haven't gotten the hint that she's trying to, you know, get it out of you yourself, you know, wanting you to say the words yourself.
I think she just sort of stands uncomfortably, kind of looking at the ground and looking back up at Sandy, and just continuously does this.
Quinn walks back in at this moment and just kind of like looks between them and just hands a beer to Claudia.
Yeah, she takes it, but she doesn't say anything.
Is everything okay, you guys?
And I'd like to use Icebreaker on Quinn.
Yes, let me remind myself what that does.
So you radiate awkwardness and people don't know how to talk around you. When someone breaks a silence or to start a new conversation, you may roll with dark.
Oh yeah, go ahead and roll and we'll finish it from there.
I'd like to use, I think I got an advantage.
I think Dave got you a nat 20 and then everyone has an advantage. Right?
Okay.
Let's see. Sandy's got 2 nat 20s and an advantage. Katie's got a nat 1. Dingo's got a nat 1 and an advantage. I've got a nat 1 and a nat 20 and an advantage, and so has Meg.
Okay. So yeah, you can use your advantage if you want to. Just roll twice.
Okay. Well, roll again just in case.
So on a 10 or up, you choose 2 questions for them to blurt truthful answers to. So you can ask these 2 questions. You don't actually have to ask them. This is sort of like you're asking the player. Quinn, you can play these out. This would be how Quinn responds to these.
Okay.
Okay. Who do you want to make out with?
Okay, it's turning into that.
Yeah. And What do you wish I'd do?
Okay. Yeah, Meg, so Quinn has to sort of blurt out awkwardly answers to those 2 questions. Or you can just tell, no, wait, no. You have to blurt it out, sorry.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask them in narrative, but narratively you have to answer it.
Okay. So, Claudia says these things to me, and Quinn is so flustered. She's just like, "Oh,
Well,
what?"
I don't think Claudia even says them because it's whether or not I actually ask in
it's up to
character.
Dingo if she wants to ask it out loud or not.
Okay. Oh God. Oh no. Ew. Sorry, let me think about this. So Quinn's kind of like, oh, I don't know. I guess, like, we should do something fun, like, Claudia, I think it would be really cool. Like, I wish you, sorry. I wish, we'd, like, I don't know, I never really went to parties when I was younger, so we could do something silly, like, let's play, like, truth or dare or something. I don't know, I can go first. I can do a truth, like, I don't know, what do they usually do with this kind of games? Like, to ask questions like, who do you want to make out with? Let's, like, I don't know, I guess you're the only person here that I'm super comfortable with right now. I guess I'd make out with you if I had to make out with somebody. Oh God.
Like, and Sandy's now stood here like, this conversation has changed dramatically. What is just going on?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I guess it could be nice.
Let's drink more.
Let's absolutely drink more. Sandy, do you want to play this game too? Let's play Truth or Dare. That sounds fun.
And she walks over to the table where all the drinks are, and if there's just a massive cup or something, even a bottle, she'll just take the bottle.
there are various handles of alcohol here, and Elliot sort of looks over as you're there. Elliot's like avoiding this, and they've poured about probably a quarter of the handle into their own cup, but they like nudge the bottle of vodka, and it's cheap vodka, it's not expensive vodka at all. They nudge it toward you. They're like, you want this?
No, I hate vodka. And just reaches over him and grabs like a bottle of wine or something.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's tons of choices of alcohol here at this party. You can tell they spared no expense to make this a fun event.
She picks up one bottle, looks at it, and then just grabs another just in case. So after looking back, they want to do like a truth or dare. He's like, it's okay.
Totally.
Like, she's in her head, she's like, come on, you gotta make friends, you never know what's gonna happen, or something like that. And she's like, I've got nothing else to do, it's not like it's gonna kill me. Like, and sort of go back.
Totally. And Elliot sort of follows after you, Sandy. Claudia, you get this, and they're just drinking very quickly. And they so what's the plan?
Oh, we're playing Truth or Dare.
Oh, that's not as
Quinn,
exciting.
You, I guess you technically went first, so you get to pick the next person who goes.
Oh,
Hang on, I'm gonna need a chair. Like, are there any chairs around, or is this
There's
literally,
bench.
like...
You honest the group of you could like sit at the benches together. Like, yeah, there's tons of seating around this big bonfire. I mean, it's a proper party.
Yes, she'll probably find somewhere near a fire and just sit herself down.
Okay, yeah, and I think Elliot follows and looks up at you like, leave me alone with her.
And do I hear this?
I don't think he was hiding it. I think Elliot's getting very drunk.
Yeah. And Sandy will start thinking, I'm gonna have some fun, and just lean in and go, why? And just like creep him out from the side.
And Elliot just jumps, and they're like,
And she laughs and slaps him on the shoulder. I was like, come on. And he goes to sit down.
yeah. And Elliot's just looking over at the both of Quinn and Claudia.
Claudia takes Quinn by the hand and kind of rushes over.
I would drag Elvis, even though Elvis isn't.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
like,
I was
I
gonna say
don't-
somebody drags Elvis over. Yeah.
Like, I don't
We're
wanna-
sticking together.
So I sort of drag him over.
As this is happening, Elliot sits down and Quinn and Claudia, I assume you two sit together close to each other. So Elliot is sort of left out and probably sits closer to Sandy than they want to. And they like look at Quinn and they're like, okay, let's just, I can't believe I came to a party to play Truth or Dare, but Claudia says it's your turn.
Okay.
Come on.
Let's see. I mean, I could ask you, truth or dare.
Dare.
Surprise,
I-
surprise.
I dare you. So who all is sitting in this circle right now?
It's you guys and Elvis.
Okay. I dare you to.
I was always so bad at this.
I can't play this game. Just to say,
I was always like, this is my never have I ever. That was always me.
I dare you to. I don't know. Do a shot of the highest proof thing on that table.
Elliot just looks at you and smirks and looks at Claudia and is like, she could tell you that's nothing. And Elliot just stands up, stomps over to the table happily.
But you have to do it upside down.
And they pause and they look back at Quinn and they're like, wait, no, that's against the rules. You can't add on to her dare.
I'm just suggesting. I'm just making a suggestion, Quinn. If you want to pick it up, you totally can.
I mean, you can try. I don't know how you'd really do that unless you. I don't know. Elliot, if you want more of a challenge, you can try it.
Yeah. What are you, chicken?
Their face just, you can tell they're mad. Like when you say that, they just, fine. They go over and they pick up something that's unlabeled, which you probably all know is like Frank's Moonshine, which is the highest proof stuff you could get here. I mean, it's pretty rank actually. And Elliot walks back over to all of you and sort of positions themselves in a chair where they're like hanging upside down, and it's very awkward looking. And if Elliot was any more sober, they'd probably be a little embarrassed to do this. But they like hold the bottle out to Claudia and they're like, well, give me a shot.
Yeah, I think Claudia just eyeballs it from the jug. And just like splashes it down on them.
Yeah, and it's not pretty whatsoever, but Elliot sort of manages to keep their cool as they drink it. And they're like, okay, stop.
Okay.
And they're coughing very loudly as this like moonshine burns the back of their throat. And they sit up and they look at you, Sandy, and they just go, okay, fine. Truth or dare?
God, it's been years. Truth.
Elliot just raises their eyebrow and sort of looks around at everybody. Are you dead?
And she goes, wow. And then quick opens the bottle of wine and just starts drinking it. It's like, yeah.
Wait, like dead?
Like dead in an air vent above a school. Yeah, dead.
And Elliot sits back and like you see this sort of mixture of confusion and fear cross their face, and they look at the rest of you. How is it even possible?
Well, technically, you're only allowed to ask one question.
And she just starts drinking again. she's like, oh, this is not good.
Why aren't any of you shocked? We saw her body.
Yeah, I was shocked like yesterday, Elliot. That's what I was saying.
Okay, Sandy, I mean, not to get too invasive, but how are you here?
Elliot.
Not your
Claudia,
turn.
we're not playing the game anymore.
I'm not kidding around. One question. Don't be rude.
And Elliot just slumps back, like begins to sulk in their chair, crosses their arms very angrily. You know, they're not happy that Claudia is sort of, you know, making. And I want you to roll to shut someone down.
Okay. Not great at cold either.
Elvis, you've been dragged over to this, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty easy going at a party. I'll go where you take me.
I think Sandy's dragged you over. You're not going off on your own.
Ooh.
Experience.
Yeah. They look at you. They're sulking still, but they're like, Claudia, I'm not letting this go. How are you here?
Not your turn. And she just takes another swig. Can I because I haven't decided. I don't know if Sandy can get drunk. I don't know if it's like whether it's a memory of being drunk. Is there something I could roll? And if I pass, I'm
gonna let it go to you. I think that if you're corporeal, you can definitely do the action. And I think that probably you can have an experience of what it feels like to be drunk. It probably wouldn't be the same kind of drunk as like a mortal person. You could probably snap out of it. You know, it's probably you
sort of losing myself in a memory of it.
Making yourself, making yourself remember it and making yourself feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, I should just have another drink.
Elliot looks at all of you and downs their drink quickly and stands up. Fine. I'm not going to sit here while we just ignore that Sandy is a fucking ghost.
Yeah,
and
that's a bit rude.
Hey, now, we're all different, alright? Now, I always thought that we were all about inclusivity and stuff, so, you know, who cares if Sandy's whatever she is, you know?
I just want answers, Elvis. And,
So do I.
Why?
They're sort of walking away.
Elliot, come on.
They're heading back to the drink table. You can tell they're just going to get another drink.
I don't understand why Elliot needs answers. Like, if you're doing a test, then I can see why you need answers, because you need to pass it. But what's Sandy got to do with him?
And Sandy's just like, okay, guys, I'm sorry.
No,
and
it's
sits back.
I'm sorry. I just let them cool off. They'll get over it in a bit. It's just a little shocking.
Understandable.
Anyway, it's your turn.
Have you ever seen your own body in front of you before?
No, but I've seen yours.
Yeah. Bit of a shock for me too.
No, I haven't. I gave it a good think, though.
Thank you, Elvis.
As this is happening, Elvis, you smell that familiar smell that was out in the woods, and you recognize it immediately. It's June, and she's sort of walking forward to y'all. She looks cool as a cucumber. Her hair's pulled back. She's got a solo cup in her hand, and this just smirk on her face as she comes up to the group of you. Well, Elvis, I see you brought friends, and you brought a familiar one. As she sort of eyes you, Claudia.
Claudia picks up the jug of moonshine that she had for Elliot, and she throws it over her shoulder, and she immediately starts chugging.
Okay. She just gives you all a nod. So, Elvis, bring y'all along for his party?
Well, actually, it was Claudia's idea. She said
Yeah, well, no, well, no.
if we need to have a party to make sure that I don't kill everyone, then we might as well get as many people involved as possible, right?
That's exactly what I said, Elvis.
Are y'all telling people this is for you not to kill everyone? That's not what this party is for.
We didn't tell anybody that, really. We just told, not me. I only told Quinn about the party, but...
Well, I told Frank
just thinks
down
this
at
is
the
a party.
bargain box, and I think that's everyone. I don't know many people.
This is a celebration. It's to welcome someone new into our pack.
And I'm
And
so
yes.
excited.
We want to make sure you don't hurt anyone, and mostly yourself too.
I bought a present. I was going to sell it, but I don't think anyone's going to be interested, so I thought I could give it to you as a gift. It's a painting.
It's a very nice painting.
It's kind of occult looking, so you might need to set it on the right display, but it should look nice somewhere.
June looks at it and just this look of disgust comes on her face. And she looks up at you. What the hell is that?
I
Elvis
don't know.
one?
Frank had it and he was going to burn it, but I thought that since we're all into like vampires and werewolves up here and all that stuff, that I'd bring it up.
For just a moment, like, this seriousness goes across her face and she meets eyes with all of you and then looks at Elvis again. You know this isn't a joke, right?
I don't think he does.
Elvis sort of smirks a little bit. Look, I'm real happy to be making new friends, and I'm glad you're gonna welcome me to your place, but I find it a little funny. I've been looking for the mirrors, though. I don't know how you all does it.
He genuinely doesn't get it.
All right. She looks up at the sky. Okay, it's gonna be out full and about. You got about 4 hours, 3 maybe, to have a little fun. Then your life's about to be turned upside down, Elvis.
What?
Oh.
What happens?
It's the
And
full
like,
moon
even like
tonight.
Sandy looks over at Claudia like, come on! I'm dead, full moon, like...
It's the full moon tonight, and it's his first transformation.
Okay, what does that? What does that mean? A first transformation? How is that different from any of the other transformations?
It's gonna hurt a lot more than usual. His body's gonna have to get used to it. And that first one, you can't control the feralness. You are truly a wild animal, more than usual. Any bit of humanity he has is gone this first time.
So that's why we're here.
Keep
Well,
the
I
human.
I
But the
appreciate
human
that.
and humanity.
I'm sure he's gonna appreciate that too, but I don't think it's gonna. When he's a werewolf, anything and everything can happen.
It's okay, honestly. And she sort of just looks, like, narrows her eyes, not in a horrible way, but more in like a thinking way. She's like, it's okay. My friend Francis Abrams told me what to do.
Yeah, that gives her her eyebrow quirks a little bit, and you notice it, Sandy, and you do too, Quinn. You know this name.
Yeah.
She she like stares at you. What do you know of Francis Abrams?
What do you know of Francis Abrams?
I know he's a little rich shit who better not be here tonight.
Oh, I don't think he's here.
And I don't think that anyone who runs in his circles should be here either.
I'm not in his circle. He's an asshole.
You can say that again. Why are you even bringing him up?
He told me about the party.
She just nods and takes a long drink from her cup.
Am I not welcome?
No, you're welcome as far as I know. But if
If it helps, I think he's an absolute dickhead.
well, I agree with you there. If I can't promise how welcome he'd be if he showed up, though, or any of the people that he keeps company with.
What other people? I'll keep an eye out for him.
Lean into Claudia. Who the hell is this Francis guy? Do I know him?
Claudia's been just like drinking this whole time, and I think she passes you the jug of moonshine, and she goes, "I have no idea what they're talking about."
Quinn kind of leans.
This is. I'm really warm. I kind of want to go dance.
Claudia struck.
Quinn kind of leans in and is like, I've met this guy once. I think he knows my sister.
She looks at you, Sandy. She says, "Look, he's got a little group he runs with. We don't associate with them, and they usually don't associate with us. But I'm sure if you're friends with Elvis, you know what's been going on. So
Can I talk to you at some point? Not now. At some point, if you're free, of course, and have the chance.
yeah, I'm sure. I guess
I mean, I understand today might be quite busy and sort of gestures to Elvis.
he's got about 3 hours. Have some fun."
Oh, and let's get this party started, right? Ooh!
Yeah, I think Claudia joins in too. Come on, guys, you bunch of cowards.
June looks at you, Sandy. She says, "My name's June. I'm gonna be up toward the back of the park. That's where we take off for the night if you need me."
Sandy Phillips.
Yeah, she shakes your hand. And as she does, Sandy, I want you to roll dark to gaze into the abyss.
My favorite move.
Oh, thank God someone succeeded. As you take her hand, Sandy, you sort of similar to the kind of vision that you had outside of the school, you see June tied up, bloodied, really rough looking, body sort of cut in different places, just completely looking like a disaster. And you see her in the middle of the woods, back in that meadow where you were. And you see this figure leaning over her, kneeled down. And it's that dark, shadowy, elongated figure that you recognize that had been summoned when you lost your life. And you see June crying, and you see walking out from the distance, you see the image of Francis Abrams and Chloe Willoughby holding hands, approaching this figure, this dark shadowed figure. And June is there, just sort of begging for her life. Please don't do this. I don't know what you are, but I need to go home. She's much younger than she is at this point. And this shadowed figure looks up to the two that are approaching, and you hear this voice that you recognize as Chloe's. "Let her go. It's not worth it. Don't start anything right now that we can't finish." And Francis sort of scoffs. "She's right. I don't want to keep that trash alive, but it's not worth it right now. We have things to figure out." And as you see the shadow figure sort of stand up and the shadows elongate around it, your vision comes back, and June is sort of standing there staring at you with your hand in hers. "You okay?"
Yeah. I haven't had drink in a while. That's all. I'll speak to you later. And she will immediately turn and just drink more. She's not deep. She's not had this many visions in a long time, so she's effectively necking a bottle of wine.
She looks at Elvis. Have fun in these 3 hours. We'll be back. You'll feel the difference.
You want I should come to you?
You'll need to.
All right. Well, I'll come round. Let's see. Well, probably 3 hours. All right. I'll be right there.
All right. It was nice to meet all of you. She like nods at Quinn and she looks at you, Claudia, and gives you a wink.
Oh, did she take the painting or not?
No, she's walking away from it.
Oh, maybe I should just hang this up somewhere.
And like Sandy's sort of like, you look like she's trying to like rub her eyes, and she holds a bottle of wine out to Elvis, like, but an empty bottle, and just like,
I just throw it on the fire.
oh, you weren't gonna fill it.
Oh, sorry. Here, have some moonshine.
Okay, and I actually, if you don't mind, I will roll purely to see if pass or fail as to whether I'm drunk or not now.
Yeah, go ahead. We can do a D2. One you're drunk, 2 you are sober.
I'm sober still.
You're sober still.
Still, it's hard to drink. Yeah, so she'll just start drinking this moonshine and be like, it's gonna be a long night.
And Claudia, you're feeling pretty drunk at this point. And you notice Elliot has not come back. And if you look over at the table, Elliot's gone. They've disappeared somewhere.
Maybe see where Elliot went?
I'm gonna lean into Quinn. Say, Quinn, you know, I heard Claudia talking earlier.
Yeah.
You know, if you were to go dance with her, I bet that'd make her pretty happy, and she'd wouldn't forget worrying about Elliot.
I mean, Elliot's kind of our ride. Maybe we should figure out.
Oh, he's not going anywhere. He'll be all right.
Okay, I guess so. And Quinn kind of looks over at Claudia like totally drunk and is like, "Hey, we can find Elliot later. Let's go dance."
Dancing sounds awesome. Yeah. And yeah, she gets up and she's gonna follow you to wherever.
While you're on the fire, I'm assuming people
Yeah,
are
and there's
dancing.
music playing in the background. I mean, it is definitely a country station. But there's still music playing in the background.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
we can go Caribbean if you want. I found that one.
Just
I-
the steel drums.
I have a question.
Yes.
Dave gave me a nat 20, right?
Uh-huh.
CC-2224. Okay. I want to.
I was going to say, if you're dancing pretty close, I was gonna have you roll to turn someone on.
Oh no! What I would like to do is roll. I would like to use my musk.
Oh yeah, that's basically the same thing. Actually, it is
Except
literally
for
the same thing, just grosser.
Say, it smells like the woods in autumn again.
And I'd like to use my success on that.
Okay, can I say no?
No, this is my move. And actually, on a 10 up, you get to choose who I get a string on and who reacts to this.
Yeah.
As Claudia is just like dancing her tiny little heart out. And sweating a lot.
I think you're going to get a string on Quinn, and Quinn, you get to choose to compliment them, to apologize to them, or to give yourself to them.
Let's see.
I love that me and Dingo were in the same area, but totally different parks. Do it normal.
Yeah. Quinn isn't quite super as drunk as Claudia, so she's just gonna compliment her and be like, "You look really pretty tonight."
Thank you. I tried putting on makeup earlier, and I don't know. I think I did a pretty good job, and
Yeah, it looks really good.
I think you look just really beautiful all the time.
Oh, and Quinn gets really bashful and is like, "Thank you." That's... and she just gets really flustered.
As this is happening, Sandy and Elvis, what are you doing?
Well, that's my mission accomplished. See, I was eavesdropping on Claudia earlier. I don't think she's got any idea. But I heard that she likes Quinn,
Well, that's nice.
and that they were gonna bring silverware, and that made me chuckle because they're as crazy as everyone else here.
Silverware.
Yeah, for all the werewolves.
Oh. Yeah, like Sandy is just understanding that he's not gonna get it until it happens. So she's sort of agreeing with him, like, yeah, that's great.
You know, I'm starting to get a bit of fire in my belly. Why don't we get drinking?
Drinking.
Well, yeah, we've been chugging, but there's got to be a yardstick around here somewhere or something.
And Sandy sort of sighs. It's like, do you know what? Yeah, why not? It's been one of those days. Let's just.
So we're gonna go up to the nearest person partying and ask them if they have like a yardstick or something like that. Is this a British thing? People are pulling funny faces.
Yeah, I don't know what a yardstick is.
Okay, so a yardstick is
Like
a yard-long glass.
Oh, I thought you
so-
meant like a meter
No.
stick, like a yardstick.
No, and you drink a meter.
So that it's like 3 or 4 pints, and you're not allowed to put it down until you're finished.
Yeah.
To do it in one.
Oh, so you're basically like funneling, kind of, is what the part of our
We have specific glasses.
or a flight, or like a flight kind of thing.
Almost like a.
It reminds me
a
how like,
waterfall.
some bars on college campuses here will serve like fish bowls full of alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
we
what
have
were you
that,
saying,
yeah.
Dingo?
Or I guess like waterfall when you can't stop drinking until the other person stops drinking.
Oh,
or,
God,
may-
waterfall. Oh.
or maybe like it's kind of similar to Edward 40 hands, I guess.
Oh God, not that one either.
You have to finish the 40s.
Yeah, see, when you get into this thing, yeah, the American pops out and it's worse. Edward 40 hands.
Shotgunning something, just like stabbing the side of the beer and not stopping.
Yeah, I know what it is now. So yeah,
I put a picture in chat.
yeah. And just like Sheena said, yeah, there's and yep, that's Mardi Gras. I know what that is. What is that?
Yeah, but just fill it with beer and go.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they have that kind of, but I think that like you're pointed over to like the alcohol area, because I think there's a couple of funnels there. I think they have like the different kind of things, you know, for drinking games and stuff. So I definitely think you could find one. Yeah.
Right, well, we're gonna play with moonshine.
With moonshine.
It's not good.
Well, it can't kill me, so yeah, go on then.
And this is the thing, if I'm a werewolf, then I won't pass out before I finish. So let's top up each and let's go.
Is there like one each, or is this just one?
There's just one.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I can go second if you want to go first. Hang on, let me get some of the spit off it.
Yeah.
God.
And you see, probably for like since you've actually known Sandy, like for a couple of years, it's like there's actually like a sort of smile on her face because she's almost laughing, like, "Oh my god, what?" Okay, and she tips it, and she just starts drinking, and drinking, and drinking.
This don't get you drunk, nothing is.
No,
And-
roll me a d2.
Yes. Oh my god, how hardcore is Sandy?
If she doesn't get drunk, I'm gonna die.
Oh no,
Okay, yeah.
She's drunk.
Finally feel a familiar
Like-
feeling.
She drains it and then finishes it and just goes.
I like to
her
think I
eyes
catch
go-
it before you drop it. Like, oh yeah, you're done. Okay, my turn. I'll wipe your spit off it. Otherwise, it's like kissing.
she's like she can't hear you. She's literally like, I think I'm fine. Like,
I've
she
already
can see-
drunk a fair bit of this.
I think that you do feel drunk, Elvis. You feel like this probably not as drunk as you expected to be, but you're definitely getting tipsy.
And she's like, chug, 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 but she's gone. She's just chanting after it now.
Now, I can feel the effects of the alcohol, but I'm not as drunk as I thought I would be.
No. And I'd like to point out she's not looking at you. She thinks she is, but she's like, no, that was really good.
Whoa, look, they're playing beer pong. Let's go. Woo!
Where? And she just takes off in the direction of the beer pong. Like, go, go, go.
Yeah, and I think the group of you
This
have
is too
this-
accurate, sorry.
Yeah, I know, right?
Too.
I think as time goes by, you sort of congregate around the bonfire, and with so much alcohol and the music and dancing and conversations being had between people in and out, before you know it, Elvis, you get this sort of tingling in your body.
Oh shit, I'm gonna throw up.
It's
No,
this,
don't do that. No, other way. Turn the other way.
Sorry, I got it.
it's this like heavy weight seems to be sitting in the bottom of your belly, and you look up and you can see the moon is full and right above.
Sandy,
Yeah.
you're gonna be okay at this party. You're dead anyway, so what can happen?
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm supposed to go find the people round the back. So first I just need to figure out where round the back is.
I'll
And then-
come with you. I'll come with you.
Are you sure? I mean, do you know where round the back is? Because she just said round the back, and I got no idea where she meant.
And like Sandy's gonna look around if there's just like, is there like a main building or something?
So where you guys are is like this big circular area, and there's a path that continues on toward the trailers that looks like it goes sort of off into the darkness of the woods.
She'll go that way.
Yeah, that looks, mate. Yeah, you're usually pretty smart. That looks about right. Let's go.
Yeah, I am. Like, and I just sort of like almost like realization. I start walking.
How comes you ain't passed schooling yet? You've been going for years.
And she's like starts laughing, and then she's like, shh. I'll tell you a secret. Well, it's no secret because I scared Elliot with it earlier, but like she grabs like his shoulder and pulls like so her like mouth is right by his ear. It's like, I am dead. Like, and it's like
I know, San. We spoke about this earlier. You're dead. I'm a werewolf. We're all having fun.
yeah. Isn't it great?
I can't believe no one wants to buy my painting though. I think that's pretty rude.
I know. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's creepy as hell, but like,
I mean, someone brings something like that all the way. You think they'd maybe think about it.
there's skill in it. Like, and there are like a bunch of weird people here anyway. You
Well,
think
look,
someone want it.
if you want to have it, it can be all yours.
I don't have anywhere to hang it. Thank you.
But okay.
Well, I'll just hang it up at the school, and then I'd creep people out. More so.
Perfect. Let's do that. Where should we? No, wait. Hang a minute. Hang on a minute. We were coming this way for a reason. Oh, the moon thing. I need to go and see some. I need to go and see a person about a dog. Get it? Get it?
She just starts killing herself laughing.
Claudia and Quinn, you're sort of dancing close to each other around the fire. What are you doing?
Do we? I mean, can we see them like running off?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I know you know you're probably drunker than Quinn is. If anyone can, Quinn can.
Okay. Quinn's like, oh, I guess they're going. I guess. And she kind of looks up and sees like the moon and is like, oh, it's that time. I think the werewolf thing is happening.
Yeah, Claudia has been like spinning in circles, and she kind of stops and she goes, "Should we follow them? I think we should follow them. Do you want?
So we might
wanna
want to
follow?
hide if we follow them, so that, like, they said it was Elvis's first time transforming. So
You're right.
I don't.
I should grab my bat from the trunk of Elliot's car, and then we should sneak over behind them.
Yeah.
Okay, you keep an eye on them while I grab my bat.
We should find Elliot because they have the gun.
Oh, you're right. They have the gun. Well, maybe they're at their car.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll just go to their car and figure it out.
Yeah, Claudia's gonna try to find Elliot's car.
All right. So Elvis and Sandy, as you approach to this big group of people. You notice a couple of the men are standing around there with their shirts off. They're still holding like beers. I mean, it looks sort of like a redneck kind of party. But Quinn steps forward, and there's sort of any chattering that was there was like this hush goes around the room. And June steps out and looks toward you, Elvis, and goes, well, I'm glad you finally made it to us. I told you when the time was right.
Oh, that's incredible how you brought that all the way out here. I mean,
thing is amazing.
I didn't think there was any signal out this far out, but that's a way to kill a mood right there.
I hate it so much. I hate it.
It happened just as everyone went quiet, too.
It did too. She's like, give me a minute, I have to take this. So she should have sworn, says, I told you when you began to feel right, you'd come out and find us.
Well, here I am. I'm very happy to be a part of your band.
She laughs and shakes her head. I'd like everyone to make sure to welcome our newest member of the pack, Elvis.
I'm very happy.
Despite what anyone might think, and you see her sort of look over to this specific person in the group, this taller man. Despite what anyone might think, I think Elvis is a great choice. He's loyal, he's tough, and he gave me a good roundabout in the cage, even though he didn't know what he was fighting. And that's why I chose Elvis.
Is this where we all fight in the cage?
I'm so confused right now.
She takes a step forward and looks at you, Elvis, and she says, there isn't going to be any fighting tonight. You're going to run with us, and we're going to make sure you don't get in any trouble.
Shit, I knew I should have bought my hunting gear.
There won't be any hunting either.
Wait. You can't just take him and go. What if he doesn't want to go?
Oh,
He'll probably hurt a lot of people, Sandy.
It's fine, I can go.
Hey, Sandy, wait, what? You can go.
Like, do you want me to go with you, or do you want me to go?
No, I think you should wake me up before you go.
Oh, I was gonna make that joke.
No, it's all right. Look, now listen, they might all be crazy. I say slightly too loud, but at least I'm gonna have a whole heap of new friends, you know.
As you're having this conversation, both of you can hear this sort of growling begin to pick up all around you.
So, are you saying you want me to go?
No, I wasn't saying that.
I'm confused.
You said about going.
No, they said that you're gonna go right. Like they've turned to each other and started having a
Yeah,
conversation.
I imagine.
No,
Um,
look, they're gonna take me for a little jog in the woods, and then I'm all initiated, and it's gonna be real painful. I reckon they're gonna fight me, and then we come back, and we're all happy families.
So you want me to wait here?
Yeah, you can wait here. I'll be all right.
If you're not, just yeah, it's all good.
Don't worry, I'll be all right. I'm tougher than I look.
And she just nods like really over the top.
All right, my friend's all happy. Let's go and do this thing.
as you've been having this conversation, Quinn, you were sort of you were walking off to go behind them, and you feel this pull at your shoulder. Someone reaching out to sort of grab you. It's not like violent, but it is like trying to stop you.
And Quinn kind of like turns and looks at him like,
You see your sister standing there, and she's grabbed you. I've been looking for you all night. Where are you going?
me and Claudia, we were gonna look for our friend Elliot, and then we were gonna look for one of our other friends.
You she nods. She looks at you. Well, I hate to interrupt that, but I don't think you'll be able to see them tonight. And I want you to roll to keep your cool.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
As you sort of feel this sort of nausea overcome you suddenly.
You know what? I'm gonna just use my bail. I kind of want to throw this and see what happens.
All right. You feel this nausea come over you, and you feel yourself unable to keep your eyes open, and your sister touches the middle of your forehead, and you just hear her whisper, "I'm so sorry," and the world goes dark for you.
Okay.
Claudia, as you're getting your bat out of the back of Elliot's car,
Do I see them anywhere?
no, you walked off to go get your bat. They were a good bit up, sort of still in the parks.
Wait, do I see Elliot anywhere?
Oh, Elliot, I thought you meant them. Them, not them. No, you don't see Elliot. But you hear this crunching on the gravel behind you.
Okay, yeah, I'm taking my bat, and I'm whipping around and I'm holding it out.
You just see this guy standing there with blonde hair and like a suit, and just, whoa, what the hell?
I'm sorry. I just just getting out my baseball bat. What's up? Who are you?
Why do you need?
I thought I was gonna play some baseball.
Okay, this is weird. I'm looking for Chloe Willoughby.
Willoughby. You mean Quinn?
Her sister.
Oh no, I haven't seen her.
All right. Okay. This is great. She just disappeared.
Who are you?
My name is Francis. I'm a friend.
You're the Francis. You're the Francis that's not supposed to be here, Francis. You're that Francis.
Yeah, I wasn't invited. June doesn't like me much. I don't really know why. But Chloe was here and she told me to come pick her up. I saw her, but then she just said she'd be right back, and I don't exactly know where she is now. It's fine. I just don't want to get hit with a bat.
Oh no, yeah, no, I wasn't gonna hit you with this. I was gonna play baseball. She kind of lowers it to her side. Listen, if you're looking for Chloe, I mean, I was gonna go back to Quinn, and maybe Quinn knows where Chloe is. So maybe you stick with me?
Yeah, sounds good.
Think she's that way if you want to start walking.
Okay. Yeah, and he starts walking off toward the entrance of the park.
And then I club him with the baseball bat.
Hey, I want you to roll to keep your cool. Or no, we'll do lash out physically.
Okay. Oh, I don't have that.
So volatile.
You have an advantage if you want to use it.
She
I thought I
used
already
it.
used my
Oh, did you?
advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, excuse me, I'm just a little bit behind. Did anyone else
I
use
didn't know if
stuff?
she had two or not. She's used one.
Cool.
I do have one forward. Can I use that?
From what?
You know, I don't remember. I just wrote.
Yeah,
one
you can
forward.
use it. I believe you.
Okay.
I believe you.
Oh wait. Hold on. Roll with volatile. Using my forward. Fuck.
Holy shit!
There's 5 friends.
You didn't whack him at all, did you?
We
You
are
go
good at
to hit
rolling
him.
dice.
And I think you're so drunk, you whiff, you don't make the hit. And he bends down and goes, "What the hell are you doing?"
I was just practicing.
Okay, give me the bat. Give me the bat.
No, you can't have it.
He goes to lunge to get the bat and sort of like grab it, but he grabs your hand instead. And I want you to roll to keep your cool.
Okay. Let's roll with cold. Not cool. Not good at that.
Are you good at anything besides musking people?
No, that's the one thing I'm good at. I'm good at projecting my musk. That's about it.
Damn.
Gotta tell you what I'm afraid of. I guess I'm afraid. I'm afraid he's some kind of supernatural creature, too.
Okay. You're gonna be levels above everyone. He grabs your hand, and the minute his skin makes contact with yours, Claudia, you feel this nausea come over you. And the
No.
world goes black.
No. 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 No.
Hey.
Bye, friends. I tried.
Elvis and Sandy, as you're having this like conversation beside each other, the growls all around you seem to get bigger, and June has stepped forward, and she's turned back and she's going to Elvis. This is gonna hurt a little bit your first time.
Don't worry,
But-
I'm tanked up.
I trust you'll be okay. And she looks at Sandy and she says, if you're gonna stay here, I trust that you're all right with all of this kind of stuff.
Oh, you have no idea.
You watch as it's June who her body begins to fold in sort of an unnatural direction. You hear the bones in her arms and her legs beginning to sort of break and snap, and her face begins to elongate. You see skin tearing as she begins to transform into this wolf creature, and in front of you it takes a good solid about 10 minutes for her to fully transform, and she stands on her back legs, her fur's matted with blood, as she's standing there, and this loud howl comes out of her lungs. And you watch as the rest of the group around them, about a good 20 people, begin to start the same process. It's louder this time, those skin and flesh tearing, bones grating against each other. their joints snapping, and you all see this happening. And then Elvis, you begin to feel it. You begin to feel this uncontrollable urge in your body, this urge to run, this urge to look at the moon, to have your body bathed in it. And then Sandy, you see as Elvis, his bones begin to move in unnatural, uncontrollable ways. His limbs begin to creak in different directions that don't seem natural, but it seems like everything around you. Elvis, roll to keep your cool. Tell me what you're afraid of as this is happening.
I'm afraid that I'm gonna lose control and hurt Sandy.
Okay.
I'll roll to keep my cool.
Mm-hmm. Roll with cold.
So I love that you've just heard the music. You've never heard that.
Screaming.
You're turning, Elvis, and you're becoming this wolf creature. And through these new eyes, you're seeing these other people transforming. And Sandy, you're watching this all around you.
She's
and it hurts.
Backing up a bit, like she's not freaking out. She's like backing up and like trying to blink extra just to like try to sober herself up.
And Elvis, this hurts. This is probably the most painful experience you've ever gone through. You're going to take a point of harm for this because your body's basically remaking itself in this new form. And as you transform through this yellow gaze of this new lichen gaze, you look up at the moon and you feel the urge to howl, and that's where we'll end it.
Oh! I added about 20 of these.
What?
Oh, do you not have Roll20 open?
I don't have music on.
Oh, there's lots of screaming going on right now, Katie.
There's a lot of screaming.
It's an actual werewolf.
Oh, I hear it now. I just turned the volume up. Oh my god. It's literally called Woman Brutally Transforms and Man Brutally Transforms. Ooh.
Yeah, I thought I'd make a little chorus.
Oh god, I hate it. I'm muted again.
Didn't you?
I hate it. Thanks.
You're welcome. I don't think they're all playing at once though. I think they play one at a time, which is a shame. Oh, it's still going. I thought I killed it.
Yes, so we can go around and say where we can find you. And if you enjoyed this game, Alice.
I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. It's so nice to be back into it as well. I'm really enjoying all of the characters, and I liked playing drunk, actually. I think that was one of my favorite bits, just being able to play drunk and maybe show the side of Sandy before she became a ghost, basically. She was probably a lot more relaxed when she was alive.
Where can we find you?
That's a good point. I should know that. I do this often. I am White Rabbit Pig on Twitter. I am, when I'm not DMing or playing here, I am a wedding and lifestyle photographer, which is what I'll be doing in 4 hours' time. Be getting up to go and do a wedding. So yeah. But otherwise, yeah, I'll leave all the other bits up to Scrap.
Meg, where can we find you, and what you thought about tonight's session?
Tonight's session was so much fun. It was like such a great way to break back in after 2 weeks of not being here. I especially liked all the development with Sandy. Like, just, it was such a simple thing, but just like the acceptance of like, yep, she's a ghost, she's dead, and it's out there right now. And I think we're really starting to get into like the supernatural part of it. Like, it's pretty undeniably like something supernatural is going on at this point. And I like that we're getting into that. So yeah, you guys can find me at Pishkinbon on Twitter. And this is my only stream. Most of my tape RPG activity is, just IRL D&D campaigns with my friends in real life, but I do actually have a website where you guys can read about those, and it is elfnotes.com. So I just actually put that website up recently, so I will link that in the chat. So yeah.
Nice. Dingo. who's just bopping along to this music.
Is great.
I've put on cheery music to the growling now, Katie.
Great.
It's chef's kiss. What am I talking about? I loved this. This was great. This was so much fun, and I'm so glad that we're back and in the swing of things. And I'm very worried. You can find me on Twitter at Where's My Dingus. For the rest of the week, let's see. Tomorrow I will be on Off the Table, where I usually am, playing Lady Blackbird: Adventures in the Wild Blue. Saturday, I will be on Pro Starters channel for the season premiere of Dragon Knights. That's going to be amazing. Saturday, if you want more Monster Hearts 2, Off the Table does a Monster Hearts 2 actual play podcast called Table Hearts that I MC, and Katie is also a player in. And that should come out on Saturday. And then, yeah, I think that's it for the rest of the week and the weekend.
Thank you very much to Bird vs. Plane, who's just come in with a raid. And I knew that in advance because I was actually just tuning in to raid you just as I saw. All I saw as I tuned into your channel was Bird vs. Plane is raiding Scrack. It's like, oh hi. Oh well, let's take the double raid somewhere. Now, what is the war cry? Because we've had a few interesting sentences today. What is the war cry we're going to take across? And whilst we decide that, I think if Sheena's in chat still, she'll come up with the most amazing ones. Thank you so much for the raid, you guys. So appreciated. Here are my social links. If you're not already, you should be a part of my...
I've not done an outro, but thanks, Scrat. Just skipped over me. It's cool. It's cool. I don't want to. I'm done.
Hey, Katie, you're like the best person ever. Why don't you do a wrap-up for us?
I was just sitting there like, okay. I just want to talk about it. That tomorrow we'll be on Off the Table playing Adventures in the Wild Blue. Yeah, the Imperials left the Outsiders to in a fight, so we gotta. It's probably my character's fault. Let's be 100 with each other. And you can follow me on Twitter at KatieFace. I am on Off the Table through the week most of the time. On Tuesdays during the day, I'm on the Greyhawk channel. And then I am here, and yeah, that's where you can follow me when I'm not forgot about. Yeah.
Well, I'm Scraticus, and I'm the worst. If you like people who are the worst, you can follow me here. I'll do the links again. Hell of it. Get on my Discord, you guys. If you want to be part of an inclusive, safe society where you can talk about D&D, TTRPGs, and other things, and occasionally get forgotten about, that's where you need to go. If you want to get into a TTRPG game, usually D&D, but next season we'll do even more systems for our viewer games, send me a DM on Twitter and I'll get you a game. And if you want to catch up on this and all the other shows, check out our YouTube. This will be up on YouTube in about a couple of days. We also have a Patreon. If you guys would like to subscribe for as little as $1, you can get access to some of our exclusive content, including artwork and sound files. But also you should go and check it out anyway, because there's free stuff on there. We do about 3 articles a month, which are entirely free to view. You can just go and check it out, and I think the first one was on safety systems, the second one was on cipher system character building, and we've got another one coming out in just a few days. I think I'll release it on the 1st, which is going to be all about DM styles, prep versus no prep. What else have we got? We're full time. Thank you so much for all of your donations. Below me, we are well on track to hit our monthly goals target. You guys are great. You're absolutely great. At this rate, we'll keep covering our costs, and we can keep on doing this as a thing. You guys are amazing. What else do we have? We also have merch, which you will want to keep an eye out for this weekend at MCM Comic Con, where I will be, come sickness or not. I'll also have some hand sanitizer. Check it out. It's great. What else have we got? We have sponsors in the form of the wonderful Bird in the Storm Publishing, who, believe it or not, just raided us. Well, Bird vs. Plane did. Bird is part of Bird vs. Plane. Wait, Sexcrat, you know a DM who does no prep? Tee. Jay and Bird, they're a great pair. They do... Bird and Jay, if you're in chat at the minute, have I been right in telling people that you do most of your stuff for charity? Is that correct? Can you tell us a little bit more whilst I'm going through the other things? That'd be amazing. And check out for more content coming from them in the new season. Next up, Mayhem Press. Mayhem Press, earlier today you would have caught their Dark Matter stream, which is the 5e reskin in space. You can see the free 30-page review if that's something that you're interested in there. And there's also pre-order material. Yes, everything is for charity. Bird and Jay, they do it all for charity, so go and support them. Buy some merch, it'd be great. What else have we got? We don't have a competition at the moment, but we do have a tweet, but we're not going to give it right at the end of the session. What we also do have is a very scary thunderclap and a raid. Let's go and pay a little raidy-roo over to... I think we're going to go and hit WebDM. I've got no idea what the cast looks like or anything, because Prime...
Anna's in there, Grant's in there, Jim's in there, there's quite a few.
Hey, awesome.
Yeah,
Sounds like
great
we've got some
people.
friends. Yeah.
I would say off the table, but our Summer's internet's out, so no off the table right now.
That's where you've been. Yeah, some of our favorites in there. So when we get in there, it looks like our raid war cry is going to be woo.
Woo.
And here it is with Scrat Hype. Although I must admit, it is quite fun to type. There you go. So there it is with Scrat Hype as well. So we're going to head in there. Guys, keep on evoking emotions. We're live Monday to Thursday, 1 PM, 6 PM, and 10 PM EST. Also Fridays, 1 PM EST over on the Greyhawk channel, and 8 PM every other week in the show, which we share with Off the Table at 8 PM on Fridays. Not this week, next week. This week, tune in on Off the Table. See you guys later. Keep on evoking emotions and have fun always. Bye!
Bye.